Hey guys, coming back with the second part of the Cover 2 concept series. First part we looked at the verticals concept, and today we're going to look at the slot wheel concept, and we're going to go ahead and look at some different formations that are popular in the Denver Broncos playbook to go ahead and show you what type of ways to attack cover 2. We're going to be looking at not only cover 2, but cover 2 where you basically put the over top coverage where it drops them back about 15 yards, and also the cover 2 sink. And all those can be basically pre-read snaps, and you don't know what they're doing, but these type route combinations are going to be able to beat all three, and we're going to go ahead and show you that in a couple different ways today. So the first thing we're going to do is go to pistol bunch tight end. Very popular formation in which we're going to go ahead and use this play called fake screen to go ahead and get this concept to work. It's a unique wheel route, and we're going to go ahead and show you this wheel route, and you're going to need this type of wheel route in a compressed set to make it happen. So that's why we're going to look at this one, okay? So compress this one here. Let's go ahead and do a cover 2. Only thing I'm going to do in this first thing is I'm going to go ahead and just pass commit. This is going to be a stock cover 2. They're not doing any adjustments, right? So first thing I want to do is just block our running back, give us some extra time. Now, the second thing, the way we're going to set this up is we're going to put our B on a streak and the X on a flat. On regular cover 2, this is the best way to attack it, only because of the fact that the X is going to keep that one cornerback on the left-hand side as close to the line of scrimmage as possible, and that B is going to keep the safety on the left-hand side as close to the hash marks as possible, giving yourself more room. Now, we can definitely do it this way with the B on the flat and the X on the streak, but what happens there is you can see where the X takes the free safety, it's going to get closer to the numbers, closer to the sidelines, closer to the player. So do yourself a favor and make sure you put the B on the streak and put the X on the flat, okay? So we're going to go ahead and run this play and show you how open it gets on the cut up. Basically goes up here, throw this as soon as you have the ability to, and basically you're going to get yourself easy yardage. That's cover 2 in a nutshell. I believe cover 2 is very easy to beat with these type of route combinations. It gets trickier when it gets to cover 2 over the top and cover 2 sink. So let's look at that real quick. We're going to use the same situation. We're going to do pass commit. We're going to do over the top. So now those guys on the outside are going to basically drop 15 yards in the zone, making it a little bit tougher for you to complete these passes. So what we're going to do is block our running back, put our B on a streak, and put the X on a flat. Okay, so that's your setup right there. Now, if you look at the wheel route, this is going to be important when you throw this ball. When he makes his cut, he continues to kind of angle off towards the sideline. That's very important because that's going to give you the ability to not have to pass lead at all, basically. You know, if they're usering, you throw it more towards the sideline, that's one thing. But when you make this throw, because of that natural angle towards the sideline, you should be able to throw this ball without pass leading, give you a little bit better opportunity to complete the ball and not throw it out of bounds. Okay, so let's go ahead and show this play. He's going to do the cut up here, and now you're basically just throwing that ball right there. After he does the cut up, you have to wait a little bit longer than you normally would, as you saw in the first example. But you can see that this guy goes up the field, he goes, and he's still drifting, but because the cut is so quick, he basically gets by him right away. I wouldn't throw it right here yet. I'd wait just to get a little bit more separation, and when he turns his hips, that's when you want to throw it, and you're good to go. Okay, so that's how it beats cover 2 on the over top. Now let's go look at cover 2 sink and show you how this beats cover 2 sink as well. Let's go pick our own play here. And then let's go to our nickel. Cover 2 sink, okay? Same setup, B on the streak, X on the flat, block the running back. Alright, so now we're going to go here. It's going to do the cut up. And there's the throw. Okay. Now you can see here, I'm not pass leading it, and it's getting about 4 or 5 yards probably inside of the sidelines. You can definitely go ahead and try to be a little bit closer to get away from it, but what you're going to see is it's a little bit tougher of a throw, And see how that ball gets him right there on the sidelines? You could throw that if you get any safety coverage all to the top, but I recommend, unless it's needed, don't pass lead, and just let him go up the field, so that way you have a little bit more room to go and either break a tackle or to extend the run. Okay, so that's the first play that we're going to look at for the slot wheel concept to beat cover 2. Let's go look at a different play. And this one's going to be called PA read out of the pistol wide trips. Alright, so let's go to the pistol wide trips, PA read. Let's go ahead and start with our normal cover 2 with no adjustments. All I'm going to do is basically put it on pass commit so that way it's there. I'm actually going to take the play action off. I like the fact to be able to, and you block your running back to do that, to get the ball out of your hand better. Now, let me show you the adjustments on this play. Okay, now what I want to do, if I know it's cover 2, I'm reading cover 2 right now because of the depth of the cornerbacks. I'm going to put the B on a smoke screen. Okay, that's going to keep that guy as close as possible, and we're going to work the two routes of the slot wheel and this A route. This A route is brilliant, and that's why I like it in this formation. What it does is basically is the first person to attack that strong safety in his zone. And because he's the first one to attack it, that strong safety needs to stay with that man until he gets another threat. With the wheel being a delayed route, he doesn't get that threat until it's too late, and we have this guy sitting on the hash marks waiting for the ball. So let's go ahead and show it to you here. And then I'll put it in slow motion here afterwards. Okay. Obviously, I didn't get the protection there, but let's go ahead and try it again. Okay, so basically, put the B on a smoke route, and let's go ahead and do this play here. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Let me show you what I mean by taking that guy and drifting. I didn't want the play action, but we'll see what it does. Okay, so basically, if you look at this route here, he is going to, you know what, I got the wrong guy in. He's going to take this guy all the way to here. Okay, see how he is further down the field than this guy right now. So that means he's the first threat in the zone. What he's going to do once he goes that way, you see how that guy has to drift that way, opening up this huge hole for this receiver. Okay, so that's how you attack cover 2 there. Let me go ahead and just make a quick adjustment with the tight end. I was showing a different video where I put an offensive lineman at tight end, and that kind of throws that off. But let me go ahead and just change this out. Pistol trips, and let's put our tight end back in. Okay. So let's go ahead and run this and show you it. We showed you with a cover 2 with no adjustments. Now let's go do cover 2 pass and cover 2 over the top. Okay. So basically a pass committing and over the top. This is going to give you the ability to basically have to beat that outside cornerback a little bit further down the field because he's going to be in about 10 to 15 yards of backpedaling. So let's go ahead and block our running back just to make sure. Let's go ahead and show this like this way. Alright, so we're going here, and you can see that it still works very well because of that one route that we showed you. Again, that strong safety has to honor this player down the field. You can see once he goes up the field, that guy has to bite it because he's got, that's when I throw the ball, but he's got the middle field to the right hand side. He's got the whole half of the field to him in cover 2. So that allows this to get over the top. Now I could throw that as a bullet there, or I could throw it with a little bit more of a loft all the way into the end zone, you know, if I wanted to. But in that instance, I knew I had enough space to where if I can catch it, I was going to be able to outrun that safety as far as I wanted to. Okay, so that's how it looks like on cover 2 with the over-the-top coverage. Now let's get out of this and show it to you in cover 2 sync. All right, let's get that same play, PA read, and let's go to cover 2 sync. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and block our running back, put the B on a smoke screen, and that's going to be your only adjustments. And then when you go here and you see this, there's the throw again against cover 2 sync, just wide open. And again, it has to do everything with that one strong safety having to jump that route. Now, if I put basically, you know, if they go ahead and do this as well, and you just want to get quick yardage, that B receiver should be an easy receiver to hit on the cover 2 sink, and you can have a blocker up front. It kind of makes like a makeshift screen. Okay, so you can always work that in to it if they're doing any type of over-the-top coverages or any type of sink coverages. You can just hit that, it almost turns into, like I said, like a little bit of a screen. Okay, so let's go to a different play and show a different type wheel to basically show you how the concept works with all the type of wheels. Now, the next one I'm going to go to is single back wide trips. Fix this tight end again. All right. And the play is going to be called PA wide receiver in. Let's go look at the cover 2. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is block our running back, put pass commit. Okay, so this play I actually don't mind that it has the play action. A lot of times I cut it off midway, but either or, just for consistency, I'm going to block them. Okay, now if you look at these, there's a couple different ways we can run this play to beat cover 2. The first way we can do it is put the A in a flat and put the X on a fade. Okay, so if you're looking at that, we're going to be able to hit this RB receiver very much like what we did with the last play, where the B receiver is going to be the first one into the zone, and he's going to take that strong safety away. Okay, so watch how this works again. See how he basically takes him out of the zone. I was just watching the guy, wasn't making the throw, but he takes him out of the zone. So just watch the strong safety when I do the play, okay? And you're going to see that time, actually, he didn't take it, so this is the other one, okay? So basically, there's 2 ways to throw this, and I was going to show it to you that way. That time, the safety has to make a decision. Am I going to go middle or am I going to go right? Okay, so basically, when we see this, you're putting the A on a flat, and you're putting the X on a fade. The reason why I put the X on the fade, you just want that one free safety to be nowhere near the play, right? And then we're going to go ahead and block the play. So right here, we're looking at that strong safety. Which way is he going? He follows the B. We're going to throw it to the RB. Okay. If he follows the RB, we're going to throw it to the B. Now, let's go ahead and put the A here. Alright, so you see it here. Okay. So, like I said, this is the first way to run this play. See how he followed there? And that's just the easy throw right there. Okay, so there's no way that guy can cover either 2. We put the X on a fade in order to get the other one, the other safety out of there so you get more. Now, another way we can run this is basically kind of an all verticals where you put the A on a streak and do the same thing. And the A is going to be kind of a quick hitter, but basically you go ahead and hit it either side. So let's go ahead and show it to you here. Right now, that one was a little bit tight for comfort, but depending on how they do their coverage, you definitely have that ability to hit that spot. Now, a lot of times with that, I try to do it where I'm doing this one off the play action, okay? So watch. Because the play action will keep those linebackers a little bit more at bay, and you can hit that right over the middle, okay? So that's just another way to attack cover 2 with this setup. Now, the other setup I like to do is basically put the A on a a hitch, and it gives me the ability to have a high-low read. What I mean by high-low read is if they're in any type of drop coverage, the A is going to be able to throw a bullet hitch. If you're going to pass lead down into the ground. Now, if you're not in a drop coverage, you're going to be able to hit it to the B receiver. So let's go ahead and show it to you real quick. Keeping that guy here, it's not going to affect the play. He stops, and that gives you the opportunity to throw it behind him. Okay, so that's what I mean by the high-low read. Okay, so this is all base cover 2. So now let's go to and do the same formations. Now let's do it with a pass commit and do it with the over top coverage to show you that it still works. So the first way we set it up was the A on the flat, the X on the fade, and what we're looking at is that strong safety on the right-hand side. Does he jump the RB or does he jump the B and throw it to the opposite guy? So let's go ahead and show it here. We're looking at that guy. He jumps the B. We're throwing it to this guy. Okay? Real simple read, not a big deal. Now we're going to show the other way, where I'm going to go ahead and put the A on the hitch, right? And put the X on the fade, block this guy. We're going to do the same coverage we just did. I'll show you what I mean by the bullet pass, the overtop. So now they're doing the overtop. Now we're doing a high-low read. We're going to the B, we're going to the A, okay? So he goes over here, and we see that throw right there. That guy kind of jumped it a little bit more than I wanted him to, but let's go ahead and show it to you here. A. Alright. And let's go ahead and try to work two controllers here over the top. Okay. So now we go in here, and you throw there. My tight end stinks, can't catch that ball, but any other tight end in the world will catch that ball. So it's just a different way of being able to sneak something in on a player that likes to use cover 2 with the overtop coverage a lot. Alright, so that's basically the slot wheel there. There's another way you can kind of beat it with this. You can just also put the RB on a streak or a fade, and knowing that the only player you're going to try to look into right now is going to be the B receiver. And by doing this, you put the A on an in to the B receiver, and basically going and let's go ahead and do this. And you still got that ability to throw it over the top to your guy in the middle. Okay, so those are the different ways that I run the slot wheels. Just as a recap, we went over the bunch tight end fake screen. We went over the pistol wide trips PA read and the PA wheel. Stay tuned for the next video. We're going to go over how to use running back wheels to demolish cover 2 and all three: the cover 2 sink, the cover 2 over the top, and the cover 2 stock, and be able to beat them down the field rather easily by knowing your reads. Okay, appreciate watching the video, guys.